Hello everyone, in this training session we will be covering component classification. Let's first walk through the process flow. The user will start by initiating the process, then navigate to component classification to create a new record. All mandatory fields need to be filled in, and once done, the record should be saved. This completes the process. Before you start, make sure the organization is already created. To follow these steps, go to General Setup. Under General Definition, open Component Classification. Click to add a new record. Enter the name as Earning, Deduction, and Employer Contribution. Save the record. Now, let's move on to the system and see how this process is carried out step by step. To begin with, this is our login screen. Here, we will log in using the admin user credentials. Enter the admin username and password. Then click on the Login button. Once the login is successful, the home screen will appear. On this screen, some default widgets will display. These widgets provide us with useful information at a glance. Now let's move to the left side menu. As you interact with it, several folders will display. We will open the HR Management folder. Once it expands, you will notice a list of different modules under it. From there, we will navigate to the General Setup folder. Next, go to General Definitions, and finally, select Component Classification. If no record exists, the Component Classification screen will open in a single layout view to create the first record. However, if records have already been created and you want to add another one, the screen will appear in a multi-view layout. To create a new entry, the user needs to select the New Record option. All mandatory fields will be clearly marked in red. As you can see here, since no record has been created yet, the screen has opened in the single layout view. As 2 records are already created, that is why the screen opens in multi-view layout. Here we have the organization field, classification name field, and the type field. Before performing this activity, the organization should already be defined. In the drop-down list we can see 2 organizations, one is marked with a star, and the other is a specifically created organization. The organization field is auto-filled based on the user's login organization, or the user can select the star organization from the drop-down. Here we are selecting the star organization. Next to it, we have the classification name field, where we define the classification as required by the use case. Next we have the type field. This field is predefined, meaning it comes with a set of available options. Based on the classification being created, the user can select the appropriate type from the drop-down list. The selection here helps categorize the classification correctly, according to the system's logic. We also have the description field, where the user can provide additional details or context about the created classification record. This helps in understanding the purpose or use of the classification at a glance, especially when managing multiple records. Let's begin by creating a component classification as defined in the use case. We will enter the classification name as Earning. And in the type field, select Earning from the predefined options. The earning type refers to components that increase an employee's gross salary, such as basic pay, house rent allowance, and overtime. These are the amounts that the employee receives as part of their income. Once all fields are filled, save the record. Now let's create another classification called Deduction. Click on the Create New Record icon, set the classification name as Deduction, and choose the type as Deduction from the predefined list. Deduction components reduce the employee's salary. These include contributions to Provident Fund, also known as PF, professional tax, or loan recoveries. Deductions are either mandatory by law or based on company policies. Once done, save the record. Next, we will create the Employer Contribution classification. Set the classification name as Employer Contri, and select the type as Employer Contribution. This classification is used for amounts paid by the employer on behalf of the employee. Examples include the employer's contribution to PF, ESI, or gratuity. While these do not affect the employee's in-hand salary, they are important for statutory compliance and employee benefits. After entering the details, save the record. In the multi-view layout, the user can see all the created classifications are shown as earning, deductions, employer contribution, and so on. That is all for today's session on component classification. Thank you for attending.